Welcome to MMT Chats. This episode brought to you by ISCAR with new ideas for machining intelligently. Welcome to the MMT studio where we get to the core of what really matters, mold making. I'm Christina Fuges with MoldMaking Technology, and I am here with two fellas from Westfall Technik. Jeffrey Tullar, who is the Senior Director of Tooling and Technology Sales, and Vijay Kudchadkar, Director of Advanced Engineering with Westfall Technik. So hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. No problem. So Jeff, why don't we start off giving everybody a little taste of who you are. So talk about how you ended up in plastics and mold making.
Okay, well it started some 6 years ago out of necessity. I was unemployed, I needed a job, so I was fortunate to find I had a friend that was in the mold making industry and talked about an apprenticeship program, and so I applied, hired, and here I am today, 26 years later, still in plastics.
So you fell into it.
Fell into it, yes.
It's amazing that you found that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times that's our problem, right? People aren't coming in because they don't even know we exist.
Well, exactly. I didn't even know anything about the apprenticeship program or plastics at the time until my buddy started telling me about it and showed me the trade. And I love to work with my hands as it was, and it was a good fit.
And look at you now,
yeah.
right?
Look at
so
where
Vijay,
we are now.
What's your story?
Well, I always liked organic chemistry as a kid, so I did my bachelor's in polymer engineering, and then I got a master's in plastics engineering. So I've been in plastics for a long time.
Wow.
Right?
That's two very different journeys.
Yeah, I had planned it very early on that I'd like plastics and I like molding. Tooling is a big part of it.
Yep.
So once I got into the industry, I got into tooling, hot runners, micro molding, and screw design.
So what about this mold making? I call it more a community than an industry. What about this community inspires you?
Well, the way everyone collaborates, everyone gets along. There's of course, we really need to innovate because there's more and more parts. They're becoming more and more challenging. People want challenging resins. So the way everyone collaborates to find a solution, that's what I enjoy most about our community.
You, Jeff?
Same. It's a very tight-knit community. You know, as big as plastics might be in the world, it's the people that are making the donuts, so to speak, are the ones that are very tight. We talk about new innovations, we talk about new technologies, and we work with each other along the way.
I think that's key. That's key to any type of innovation is working together, and I agree. That is what is profound in this community.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about why you're here and just a couple of areas of Westfall Technik and what you're pushing. And one is all around development of advanced hot runner technology. So ones that are reducing plastic consumption and waste, and that is a huge trend, right? We can't ignore that. And the fact that you're doing it on the hot runner side is interesting, even on the tool building side. So talk to me a little bit about this patented M3 micro machine with ISCAR technology for runnerless micro molds and molding.
Okay. So hot runners has been around for a long time, but conventional hot runner technology does not work for micro parts simply because of the residence time. The material is going to degrade inside a conventional hot runner. So we had to develop our own proprietary ISCAR hot runner, which is a new process. By pressurizing the polymer inside the hot runner, we found that we're able to increase its allowable residence time. With that now, for micro parts, we can eliminate the cold runner almost completely from all applications. There are some parts, of course, where you cannot direct gate, so you need to use a small sub runner, but you're taking that big volume of cold runners out of micro molding now, which no one's been able to do until now.
And is this the latest development at Westfall?
It is one of the latest.
And that's the push that you're doing here too, correct?
Yep. And one of the big things that's going to be shown in the next coming year is our 32 cavity molding machine, which is essentially one molding machine, but it's going to have 4 plasticating barrels and 8 injection plungers. You can run 4 materials in one machine.
Wow. Wow. Is that going to be something, so within the next year, is that going to be something featured at MPE?
Possibly.
Perhaps?
NPE for sure.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah, NPE is a few years down the road,
Yeah, it's a ways out.
That is true. Okay, so how about, let's talk on the people side. Yeah. So I know we have Mark Gamolka, who has been with Westfall since 2020 as Senior Vice President, I think. So now he's become the CEO.
Right.
So can you give us any, I don't know, what has been his impact on the actual future of the company under his leadership so far?
Mark's Mark's big on integration and working together. All of our sites and all of our industries, because right now the sales portion, we have our CPG, we have our healthcare, we have our tooling technology, we all work together. We're all supporting each other, and we're all about integration of the company and everybody helping each other. Mark is big on promoting from within, obviously, that's why I sit where I do now. And he's also very big on R&D, getting that next greatest thing and willing to invest in that and pushing us to come up with new innovations. What have we heard? What does the markets need and things like that. Bringing items to the table that maybe others have thought about but haven't quite got over the goal line, and then with all of our years of experience within our company, that we can develop such an animal that would help benefit the plastics industry.
I mean, Westfall's in a unique position in terms of all the expertise across the entire enterprise here, right? And all that knowledge that you have of people that know what the problems are to solve. Now you have the power to actually get stuff done. So I think that's exciting. It's exciting innovation coming our way. So last but not least, the past 2 years, I'd say, since the pandemic, there's been a lack of in-person connection and contact. So has Westfall, in those 2 years, changed or improved the way that they educate their customers or service their customers? Like, what have you had to do?
Yes, we've done several things. We've done virtual mold samplings, where we've had people, basically our process engineers are at the press with a GoPro on their head, and they're pushing the buttons, and we have the customers sitting on the Teams call or Facebook Live, or I forget the exact
platform
app that they use, but we make it feel like they're really there. And I've had several of my own customers doing that, and the feedback was nothing but positive because they got to see everything, they got to interact with the process engineer, they got to make the same changes that they would have made if they were standing there. So
you adapted.
That was the biggest thing, and the sales group did the same thing. We all sat on how many Teams calls and video conferences and everything like that.
Did you retain that method? Like, do some customers still prefer that?
Some do, but now that the coronavirus is, let's say, dying off or in a lull anyways, a lot of people are opening their doors and they want to meet you, they want to see face to face and have that relationship feeling again.
There's nothing better than face-to-face interaction.
Agreed.
Right? So we've used Teams extensively, but now again, travel is opening up, so we're meeting our customers more. Yet some customers who live, let's say, far away, we do a lot of Teams meetings with them.
And now you have the technology, and now everybody knows how to do it, so there's no excuse not to connect, correct?
That's right.
You got it. All right, well, thank you, gentlemen. Now, before I let you go, I have one more question.
Okay.
So we have our t-shirts this year, and we have a hashtag molds make a difference.
Okay.
I want to ask each of you, we'll start with you, Vijay. Molds make, fill in the blank.
Us happy.
Us happy, I like that. Jeff?
Molds make an impact.
Molds make an impact. So there you have it. Molds make us happy, molds make an impact from the two guys at Westfall Technik. And for everything mold making related, visit moldmakingtechnology.com.